Yo, what's up? I'm Austin Griffith, and I want to build something with scaffold ETH today, and I'm going to use MPX create-eth. I'm just going to share my screen and get started here. Uh, Boom. All right. So today it's just about tinkering. It's just about playing with create-eth and building something interesting. Actually, what I want to zoom in on is a Miro board that I have that's we're working on this sort of like ETH dev tech tree. And so what I have here is sort of like after the speedrun Ethereum, you can move on to learn more things and kind of go through the tech tree of Ethereum dev, leading you to either become, like a product builder or a lower level builder or an auditor or maybe a game builder and ZK and stuff like that. Maybe a DAO builder. There's a lot of different paths you can go and a lot of different steps along the way to build things. But I want to zoom in on this. One of these really first ones is challenge timing and incentives. What the heck does that even mean? Like some of these are very clear, and this one is very like open-ended. And what it's about is when you transition from Web 2 to Web 3, you should, of course, go speedrun Ethereum and learn a lot of the concepts. But one of the main concepts is this idea of Web3 cron job or a cron job on Ethereum. And it really starts to illuminate the fact that nothing is actually automatic on Ethereum. You need someone to kind of poke the thing and make it happen. So today I want to build something that is around timing and incentives. I want to make a little build that lets us create the incentives for a group of players to check in. So I think the very first version will be, here's the list of players, like somehow the players are added or check into the system at some starting point. Then there needs to be kind of like this state machine where we move through rounds, and the rounds need to progress and have people check in. And if someone has to pay money to check in, like they're not as incentivized, right? Someone from the group has to check in, let's say, to move us from round 3 to round 4. And unless someone like wins something or they were the specific winner of the round and they're going to get something, they're not going to want to spend that money. So having a system of rounds requires this incentive. And so we need to kind of just tinker around with different ways to do this incentive, but also tinker around with maybe ways of um, orchestrating these rounds where people could, I don't know, some kind of system where people could be allowed to check in at certain times or something like that. But in this very first version, we're just going to look at just a very simple check-in system and round system and having people added to it. Let's see, yarn start is going to bring up, I brought up our yarn chain here, and then yarn start brings up our front end. And then finally, let's do a yarn deploy here. Yarn deploy will ship our example contract. And let's go look at the code here. So NPX create-eth starts you out with this setup where you have hard hat and Next.js or Foundry and Next.js, depending on whichever one you choose. And then you have this nice front end that sort of auto adapts to your smart contract as you deploy it. So let's go tinker with our smart contract. Let's really look at, I don't know, I think what we'll do is just have some mapping for whether or not someone is a member. Maybe we can do members, right? So we just have some mapping of players, I guess is what it really is. Uh, and it's an address to maybe a bool of whether or not you are a player. I have no idea, right? And maybe we have some heavy-handed admin, right? We're going to have an owner at first. Like eventually we won't want to have any owners or anything like that, but let's just have an owner to start. Okay, and then let's have some function that lets us add players. And we want to actually make sure that you are the owner, right? Yeah, there we go. So this lets us add a player. Now, of course, you may want to have it so you pass in a bool and you could swap it. But right now, we're very, very simple, right? I'm going to have a heavy-handed admin that can add users. And then that just like flips a bit in a mapping. What did I do? Just flips a bit in a mapping to say that they are a player. And that's not the important part. It's the round progressing part that's important here. So keeping track of, you know what? I bet there is I bet in this deployment, there is a argument and we don't want any args here. That's kind of a mean message to get, but I think that's what it is. Yep. Okay, cool. So we've deployed our contract and now we can go play with it, right? We have some owner who is the 0 address, and let's not do that. Let's have our front end, our burner wallet here be the owner. And let's just set that up here, right? Boop, boop. This can even be immutable, right? I didn't spell it right. Nice. My optimizer friends will like that I did that. Okay, so let's play with our contract now that we're the owner, right? So here's the contract. It has no money in it. It's on a local network. We're the owner. We should be able to add players, right? So if I were to go here, let's just do this. Let's just add atg.eth, right? Nice. Oh, we don't have any money. We got to click here to grab some money for gas. Let's add vitalik.eth, right? Get the homies in on this one. And let's add my punk wallet or something like that. It doesn't matter, right? We're just adding them. There's no list that's being created here. It's just flipping a bit for that address. It's heavy-handed, it's owner. But if I check if ATG is a player, he is. But if I check if, like punk.Austin Griffith .eth is a player, he's not, right? Okay, so we can create a list of players. Ooh, okay, but now let's see, what do we need to do? I think actually we may want to be able to look through this list. No. Let's make it so we just start the game first, right? We're really just kind of thinking through how we want this to work. We probably need to have some round variable, right? Okay, let's do that. Let's do a uint 256 public round stage or something like that. Round mode. I don't know. Round mode, round will be the round, and then maybe there's some other mode or something like that. I don't know. Let's just do round for now. Let's make sure we can only add players during the 0 round, right? Round has to be 0, right? And then there's going to be some function start game, right? That's going to set our round. Yeah, we need to require that the round. Okay, yeah, let's make sure only the owner can do it. And then let's also require that the round is 0. Then let's set the round to 1. Okay, cool, right? Start game has like this round variable that happens. It has this owner. Let's go deploy it and make sure it kind of works the way we want. But also let's just kind of look at the code here and yeah, okay. So basically we should be able to add players because the round is 0, right? And then as soon as someone starts the game, the round goes to 1. And if we try to add a player now, it should fail, right? The game has already started. Okay, cool. So ATG is a player, right? And Vitalik in this round or game is not. Okay, cool. So I don't know, it's working, right? We have this very heavy-handed system of adding people and being able to start the game. So now, timing and incentives. This is where we want to build a system where we bring a bunch of players together, we start the game, and the players will be incentivized to check in and continue to move the round forward, okay? So in the first scenario, I think we're going to allow any player to increment the round. We're going to need some start time, right? Let's round start. Cool. And so when we start the game, round start will be equal to the timestamp. Okay. Now there's going to be some check-in, right? Some kind of the player checks in, and we'll have some requirements on that. First of all, the round needs to be, greater than 0 or something like that, right? Yeah. No, not even that. Not even that. Well, yes. Okay. So the round has to be game has not started, right? It does need to be that, but then more importantly, we want to go for a time, right? Oh yeah, you need to be a player. Yeah, nice. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. There's some 60 seconds. Okay, so this means that each round takes a minute, right? Let's just go ahead and hard code that, right? Uint 8 public constant round time equals 60, right? Something along those lines. And then we put that in here, right? You are too late. Nope. You are too early. Can I just change that? Can I just change this? Let's see. So we're taking the current stamp, and so this will be greater than this. And then as soon as that gets to, yeah. It has to be greater than 60. And then once that, yeah. Okay. Yep. I like it. And you know what? Even if I'm doing it wrong here, like we'll find out. We'll figure it out. We'll go play around with this stuff, right? We're not going to write some extensive tests. We're just going to test our assumptions and see if the few different paths that we can think of work. So when you check in, the round plus pluses, the round start. Okay, now here's the thing. I want to be able to YOLO money in. Yes, I want money to be able to come in, and I'm not going to do anything about it, but I just want the smart contract to be able to receive money, because what I want to do is before I start the game, maybe even here, let's just do this. Heck with that. Don't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Let's make our start game payable. Okay. And that allows the admin to send in value, right? Message.value needs to be greater than, please send funds, sir. Okay. So we're going to make sure they send in, let's even say like you have to send in at least that much. And if you don't, then it's not going to work. Okay. So we force them to send in some money. And really this is going to be based on the gas fees of the transactions, right? Because we're going to want to put money in the contract that's going to be used to incentivize people to check in, and they're not going to check in if the gas costs are greater than the reward, right? So this will change depending on the network and the gas costs and however you want to figure out your incentives. But that's just what you need to be thinking of. You need to be thinking of, how do I get people to be incentivized to click this button so this thing performs like an automated system, right? Okay, so we're going to check in. The round is going to increment. We're going to reset our block stamp, which will get us this thing, right? Now we need to pay somebody, right? So send funds to message sender, right? Hopefully this just fills this in. Come on, autopilot. It's not doing it. Okay, here, solidity by example. This is always something that I have to copy and paste every time, is the sending ether from solidity by example. And I just go here and I copy paste it every time. It's the right way to send ETH because it sends along more gas. When you use let's see. Oh, wait, this is not the same thing. When you use transfer or send, there's a capped amount of gas. So if you're sending money to something like a Gnosis safe that then executes or does something else when the money lands, or just a smart contract that has a payable, like smart contract that has a receive function that spends some gas, these things can fail from time to time. So really the best way to do it is use a call so it forwards all the gas over, but it's just gnarly line of code that I always just copy paste for some reason. I could definitely remember to just do a message.sender.call and pass some message.value in. Let's see. I'm going to send 10. Let's see. What I want to do is take the address this dot balance. Yeah, how much money do we want to send them? I'm going to send them 1/10 of everything we have in the contract. That's weird. I don't think that's what I want to do. Let's see. How do we want to do this? Yeah, let's have some payout up here. Okay, we're going to have another uint. Public payout. Okay, and that is going to be equal when I start the game to so payout will be equal to the message.value divided by 10. Okay, and so that's going to give us 10 rounds of payments before we run out, right? At round 10, we'll run out of money and we'll figure something else out. But that then lets us send the payout here. Ooh, I had only one S on that address. Okay, and we don't really care about this information. And I don't even know if we really care about, I guess, like, okay, here we go. Actually, I don't think I want to do this. I don't want to block on this. Like, I think there's a way you could grief the contract by just like, but then like you wouldn't check in. And so your check-in would fail and someone else's would succeed. Okay, around, I got a weird character. Here it is. All right, are we happy? Let's see if we can deploy this thing. Oh, this needs to be ether, right? Kind of taking that times 10 to the 18. Basically, this is a different, this is, a whole number, but the EVM doesn't want to F around with floating point math. This is another kind of quick learning of Ethereum stuff when you're a developer is you kind of, and this division is, we're going to lose some stuff there, right? Some precision. Okay, here we go. Let's go. What do we got going on here? We should have a contract out there. Payout is 0, round is 0. We're waiting for us to start. First, I have to add players, right? So I'm going to add atg.eth as a player. Then I'm going to add me as a player because I want to be able to check in, right? All right. And if I check and see if I'm a player, I am. Okay. I can't check in yet, right? Because the game has not started. And then I need to start the game with some amount of value, right? We're going to send in that much value. And now the round has started and we have some time. And if we try to check in, it should say you are too early, right? We're trying to check in and it just isn't 60 seconds yet, right? We're waiting for that 60 seconds to go by. Really, it would be nice if I knew how much time was left, right? Like a nice read function that would tell us time left. Let's just go over here. I bet time left. Let's just let the magic happen. Yes, that sounds good. Thank you. I'll take it. And then let's redeploy the whole thing, right? Let's add that new function. I just want to have that there. All right. So the test is we add us, we start the game. Okay, now we've got this time left variable, right? And so you'll notice when I grab some money from the faucet here, the time left should update. Yeah, now it's at 53 seconds. So it's not going to update because our local blockchain doesn't have any transactions happening. There's nothing happening to cause a new block, to cause a new timestamp. So this is going to be frozen at 53 until we go up and make a transaction. And then if we check in, now we've incremented it, right? Okay, so we need to wait until that is all the way done. We still can't check in, right? Because we're too early. But as soon as this time left gets all the way down, then we can check in. And once we check in, it's going to increment the round, right? And only players can check in, right? So just some random person can't hit this thing. It has to be one of the selected players. And if they log in, it should increment the round and reset some stuff, but also end up paying us some money. And I think we should see some money leave the contract. Ooh, the contract should have a balance. Yeah, okay, so it has $18 in it, okay? Time left is 1. Okay, so now it's time. So we should be able to check in, right? Right here, boop, here it goes. Oh, Oh, we can't be too early. Here, let me hit this one more time. It's definitely, okay, here we go. Check in. There we go. Okay, so we checked in. The round went to 2, and a couple of dollars left the contract, right? Okay, so it's that transaction has to be super cheap to make $2 worth it, right? That's got to be like, a cheap transaction, but it incremented our round, right? And now we're incentivized for the next 10 rounds. Basically, we're like the only players in the game, right? What we need to do is set up a system where they can kind of compete to check in or something like that. But this first mode, we're just going to test, do these round mechanics work? Can I get a list of players? Can the players then create create a system where they're checking in and they're incentivized to check in, and we kind of have that happening here. Keep doing this. Okay, 10 seconds left. I should have probably made the rounds less time. Let me see if I can connect my MetaMask and do it, right? Because atg.eth, let's see if atg.eth can check in here and switch over. Yep. Okay, so let's see. Can atg.eth check in? Oh, wait. You are not a player. Oh, I thought I added me. I guess I didn't add me. That was a terrible demo. Okay, so let's connect back with our burner wallet and go check in. And I guess we need to make a transaction happen. That's kind of a pain, but on a real network, that's not going to happen. Okay, there we go, round 3, right? And now another $2 comes out. So we have a system where we can add players, and one of the players can check in, and whoever checks in will get paid. So now it's kind of like this game of who can click the button first, right? And I think this is a good first demo. So what I'm going to do is just create a little bit of front end that allows us to check in if we are a player, right? So let's jump over to our front end now. And we'll go to pages and index. Okay, and I'm just going to trash all this stuff here, kind of start with this. So let's see, let's get the logged in user first, right? So const address is going to be equal to, I think it's use account from WAGME. Thank you, thank you. And let's go ahead and just like put that into an address component in scaffold ETH. Now it wants us to import that from scaffold ETH. Here we go. Awesome. Now we have an account, and whatever chain we're on, this will take us to the block explorer for that chain. We have a nice copy button. It just it looks nice. It looks nice. So that's who's logged in. Now we want to know, is this logged in user a player of the game, right? So we'll go grab something from our contract. We're going to use scaffold contract read. Whoops. Whoa. Use scaffold contract read. Here we go. And that will take in an object that has our contract name, which is your contract, I think. Oh man, let's make sure we have this right. I want to just do this. Yeah, contract. So I'm doing control space to get these nice. Yes, I want your contract. And then the function name will be player, right? We're wondering if they're a player, right? And then the args will be our address. There we go. Okay, and then some data is going to come back here, and we want to name that is player, right? This should be like a bool. Yeah, I think we're going to use it like that, but let me just see if I can just do something like this at first, right? Let's just go see that. Is player, so am I a player? I think I am a player though, right? What am I doing wrong? So let's debug it, right? So if I were to put this in here, I get true. Okay, so maybe it's just not displaying. Let's do this. Let's say, is player, and then we'll display, yeah, very nice. That's what I want. Okay, and then if we go here, you are a player. Okay, so then let's check as a bad guy. Let's go to localhost 3000, brand new address, right? You are not a player. Cool. So, Okay, so now it shows our address, shows if we're a player. I'm going to add a gap here just to give us some spacing between these things. Okay, and then if you are a player, I want to give you a button, right, to click. And that button's going to be, let's just make it here. This will be easier. Yeah, there we go. And then let's put that in here. How's that look? Ooh, look at that button. Yeah. All right. And you get the button, and it's probably going to be disabled if the round time isn't right, right? So we want to do, let's do another scaffold contract read, but this time let's read the time left, right? And then what we're doing here is we're saying the disabled of the, let's just display it first. So time left, actually, let's put it right here in its own div for some reason. Is time left seconds, right? Oh, it doesn't like that. Maybe it needs to be dot to number, I think. And also, I think you need to do something like that, right? Oh, no. Oh, what does exist? Oh, to string, maybe? Yeah, cool. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? Ooh, function time left. Whoops. I deleted more than I meant to there. Okay, so now we have time left is 60 seconds. If I hit the faucet, that should cause a transaction to happen. Now time left is 0. Our button is here. What we want is for it to be disabled. Okay, let's do the click first. No. This is easy. We're here. Disabled equals, and it's what we're looking at, time left does not equal 0, something along the lines. Well, it's a, I don't know. Let's see what happens here. It doesn't like that. Okay. Is there, can I do a time left and then a dot and then something here? Nope. Okay, let's just do this. Does not equal 0. This is weird and gross, but does it do? Okay, I don't know. We'll find out in a little bit. Okay, and this is called check-in. And when you click it, we need to call a function on the contract, right? So to do that, we'll use a different hook, use scaffold contract write. And it will do the same thing where we have the contract name and the function name. Let's see, is this right? We want our function name to be check-in. Okay. And this will give us something called a write async. And we'll name that check-in. Okay, so now we have this function check-in that we're going to call when someone clicks. On click is going to call check-in. Oops. Like that. Are we happy? Are we happy? Can I check in? Ooh, it worked. And so now time left is back to 60. Ooh, let's display the round too, right? Round. And I think it's just called round, right? Yep, cool. And then we can display that too. Just copy this whole thing and make round, round. Ooh, look at that front end. All right, so now there's time left 60 seconds. We're on round 4. Ooh, I'd even like to know how much money the contract has in it, right? Can I just do a balance of the contract address? Ooh, so to get the contract address, I have to use a different hook. This is a good one. It's going to be use deployed contract info. There it is. Yeah. And what do I put in there? Here, let's import it first. Oh, what did I do? Contract name, your contract. Okay, so I think I just do your contract, right? I think that's what I do. And then in here, what do I have? Some data. This will be like your contract info. And I'll bet within my contract info, I have another address, right? I'm just looking right now for, here, let's do this. Dot, no, dot address. Yes. Okay. Let's just do that for now. Does that give me the contract address? That is this guy, right? Yes. Okay. What I want is the balance of that, right? What is, yes, address equals, still got to import that from scaffold-e. Yeah, check it out. Okay, so it's round four. The time left is 60 seconds. Oh, wait. Our check-in button should not be illuminated, right? It should be disabled right now. So what's the time left? Oh, the time left is 60. Oh, yeah. So it's 60, right? So if the time left equals 0, then it'd be, yeah, this isn't working. Darn it. So wait, let's just set this to true real quick and make sure. Okay, so it doesn't it doesn't even do that. Okay, how do I make a button? Oh man, dang it. React. Why? What am I doing wrong? Button disabled. Button. Oh, I wonder if it's in a class name. Yeah. So this is yeah, Tailwind CSS button disabled. Yeah. Okay. You just it's disabled. Oh man. Like that's what I'm doing here, right? Dog, what is happening? No, disabled is class. Here, let's try that. Uh, I don't know, man. I can't make a button disabled. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. That's too bad. Uh, I mean, let's just get rid of all this stuff and say it's disabled. It's not. I don't know. I don't know how to make a button disabled. That's super sad. Uh, I guess I'll have to go ask someone eventually because I've done this. Oh, whoa, hold on. Let's try that. Come on, dog. Oh man. Oh, what? Okay. So I have to tell it the opacity when it's disabled to get it to show up as disabled, and then I control it from here. Good Lord. Okay, that's how it works. I guess I needed to have the disabled thing and have this. Okay, so uh Oh man. Okay. So let's just try this. Okay. And then it's toString does not equal the 0 string, right? It's ugly, but I think that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, now it's disabled. And then if we increment the time, it becomes enabled. Wow. I spent more time on that button than I did writing all of this solidity. This is Web3 app development. All right, here we go. So now we got that button, and someone can check in when the time is right. This will increment. We have to make transactions. We need to get this out on a public network so we can stop having to hit this like little increment button. But you have the ability to, as an owner, you deploy the contract. You're the owner. You set somebody. You add players to the game. Then you start the game by putting some money in, and then for the next 10 rounds, the players are incentivized to race to check in right as the time expires, and whoever checks in and wins gets paid 1/10 of whatever you put into the contract as an incentive. All right, I think we basically have it working. We probably want to put some events on this and then be able to follow the events of like users being added and the start game and a lot of other things. But for now, let's just go with this. Let's ship this to a public network next, and then let's see how this runs out there on some network. So I think it only cost me like 50 cents or something to deploy this to Optimism. So I probably will just put this out on Optimism, like on a real public network. And I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe we shouldn't do that yet. Maybe Gnosis Chain or something where it's like a real network, but it's faster, right? I don't want to wait for 15-second block times. So I will deploy, let's see, network. Let's see if Gnosis is a network. Is it happy? It does not. Okay, so what networks do I have available here? Deploy, scripts. Is it maybe XDAI? Is it maybe Gnosis Chain? How do I deploy to Gnosis? None of those networks exist. Awesome. How do I add? Okay, here we go. Hard Hat, Gourley, Arbitrum, Optimism. Wow, it's just not here. Damn. Okay, whatever. I guess we'll use Sepolia. Okay, so Yarn account. I guess we'll be waiting for blocks to happen. Okay, so we need to generate an account. Okay, then Yarn account will give us that account's address. I wish it printed out the address right there. Okay, then I'm going to send it some Sepolia. Oh yeah, scroll through this nice network display where I can only see three at a time. Here we go, Sepolia. And yo dog, I should definitely have some Sepolia. I don't know, man. Uh-oh. Maybe oh, okay. Uh what? What is happening? I don't want to buy unknown, man. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna send, instead of using MetaMask, I'm gonna use my own damn wallet. I am going to use a Punk wallet. My guess is there's something wrong with the Sepolia RPC. Here we go. Pulling up Sepolia. Yeah. It's just kind of like grinding and faded out. So I'm guessing the Sepolia RPC is down. Okay, so we don't have Gnosis added in, and the Sepolia RPC is down. So I guess we're going to use Gourley. Okay, third choice down the list. All I want to do is put this on a public network. Fuck. I'm just gonna put this on Optimism. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I don't want this guy to be the owner though, since it's going to be a public network. I want atg.eth to be the owner. Uh, let's go to Optimism. Let's make this happen. So I need to send a little bit of optimistic ETH to this dude. Look at that. I have a balance. Paste in his address. I want to send maybe $2 in USD. Okay. What am I going to pay? Pennies. Pennies. I like that. Let's see. What did I pay? I'm interested now. If it's only like a penny to make the 9 cents. Okay. Okay. I only paid 9 cents. I sent $2 to my deployer. Now my deployer is going to yarn deploy -- network optimism. And it should cost less than $2. And it's going to put this on a public network. And we're going to have like timestamps and everything. I'm liking this. All right. I don't care. I don't care what it cost me 50 cents. It's worth it. Okay, what did that deployment cost? Let's go look up this transaction real quick. Whoops. Oh man, what am I doing? Here we go, right here. Paste, go. $1.23. Okay, that was kind of expensive. So this dog cost $1.23 to put out on Optimism, even though sending value is only 9 cents. Okay, so we've got it out there, right? You'll notice your app is still on hard hat. So I'm going to Command P and go look at that scaffold config. You can find it here in the Tailwind or in the Next.js folder, but you got to change this over to Optimism. And I'm going to speed up my polling time. There we go. Do I want burner wallets? I'm going to take burner wallets out and say no more burner wallets. And now you have to connect your MetaMask. Here we are. We are not a player. Debug contracts. Let's go look. We've got our smart contract out on Optimism, right? It's here. It's not verified. Can we verify it? Let's do yarn verify -- network optimism. Oh, dog, just do it. Oh, yo, what do I got to do? Okay, damn. Please work. Oh, wait, let's just get rid of that thing. What am I then? Oh, man, we got to have an API key. GD. Okay. Well, I wish I had an API key built in there. I really would just like use mine and put it in if we could. Okay. So let's see. Our contract is not going to be verified. I'm not going to go do the work for that. That's fine. It's out on Optimism. Doesn't have any money in it. Round is a 0. Payout is a 0. It's ready for me to start, but let's add some players, right? Let's tell punk.austingriffith.eth that he can join, right? Okay, let's add him. It's going to cost me money, right? Only, wait, who was that? Only the owner can, oh, dog, dang it. Oh, no. Okay. We got to allow burner wallets. So I deployed the contract with the burner wallet as the owner, which is cool. We'll just set this to false. That will let me disconnect this and have my burner wallet. Cool. Look at that. He has some optimism too. That's nice. So add player will be atg.eth. There we go. Okay. And now it's going to make a transaction on Optimism. What did that cost? Let's go look. 24 cents. Okay. So it cost my burner wallet 24 cents to add Austin as a player. But now if I go to atg.eth and I should be a player. Yes. And Vitalik.eth should not, right? Awesome. Okay. So we just have one player. Let's get another player. Let's just add the burner wallet. This guy. So there's 2 different players. There's me and there's my burner and my MetaMask. Those are the only 2 players of the game. But if we were setting up a game with timing and incentives, we would have a whole bunch of players added here, right? This would be the time where we would add the whole list of players. Probably not the way you would do it. You probably wouldn't have a mapping. You'll probably do something else. the goal here is to show timing and incentives and show how you can prototype with Scaffold ETH2. So we've just added 2 dummy players here, and I think we're ready to start the game. The question is, how much ETH? Oh no, I don't have, wait, it has to be more than 0.001, right? Okay, let's do it. So I'm gonna start the game and I'm gonna send in 0.002, I think, right? What is that requirement? It's got to be more than 0.01 Ether. Okay, let's just do this. All right, here we go. We should be able to start the game. I can't believe I'm using burner wallets to make live transactions on Optimism. It really probably isn't a great idea. How much did it cost us to start the game? It cost us 33 cents, but we also sent along $3.70. So now this smart contract is going to have, $3.69 in it. And so it's going to split that up. And every time you make a transaction to check in, you're going to get paid 36 cents, right? And hopefully that 36 cents covers your gas. It might cover it actually like just perfectly. Okay, so now we can go to the home screen, right? There's time left, and hopefully we'll see this. Yeah, look at that nice smooth incrementing down. I like that a lot. We don't have to make any extra transactions. This is looking good. 18 seconds left in round 1. Are you ready, Anon? We are going to check in. Let's do it with my MetaMask too. I want to see the MetaMask prompt come up. I want to see if I, get paid back. So I have $402.54, and it's time to check in. Are you ready? There's $3.69 in the contract. So 30 cents should go from here to here and cover my check-in fee, right? Whoever checks in should get covered here. And it's a race, right? If my other burner wallet and this guy were both watching the network, the transaction would probably be in by now because one of them would have sent it by now. But we're kind of dilly-dallying around here. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see what happens here. Here goes the transaction. Let's see what happens. Does round increment? There we go. 30 cents goes away from here. Now I have $4 or $402.83. So let's see, it cost 8 cents. Wait, shouldn't there be value moving here? Ooh, did something? No, it didn't. What happened here? So shouldn't some value come back to me? It's going to be an internal transaction or something, isn't it? From me to the contract. The check-in happens. Shouldn't there be this send that happens that sends the payout? What's the payout set to? Yeah, it's there. Okay, let's look at this contract some more, or look at this transaction some more. I paid 8 cents and I called check. Oh, there it is. Here it is. It's hidden right here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we just didn't see this before. There's a transfer of 0.002 ETH right here, right? So I paid, 0.00004 and I made back 0.002. So there was an incentive, right? Like I actually made money by checking in, and I can only check in at the right time with the right users, but I actually made money by doing it. So you can see how you could start, maybe setting up a set of bots that could be part of the players, or maybe there's just this big dumb button and all the players are just playing and they click it. So there's going to be a problem here, right? There's going to be some failed transactions. Let's set that up. How would I do that? I would need to make my transaction and the other transaction happen like right at the same time, and have there be a collision where they're forced to, like, one guy gets a failed transaction. So you can imagine I pay 8 cents, I get paid back 20 cents, but 3 other people all paid 8 cents and it was burned because their transaction failed. You could see how that wouldn't work, right? So I think for an expanded version of this, we could have some kind of like randomized like check-in schedule, and depending on if you're, some player in some randomized list, the first player gets the first block, and then the second block is the first player and the second player. Like you basically incrementally let more and more people check in until finally someone does, and then you randomize that list for the next set. So it's sort of like kind of lets people check in and gives them some kind of schedule to say, like, if you're paying attention, you're first right now, you're up. If you check in, you're the only person that can check in for the next 5 seconds or something. And then someone else would have to check in. I guess we're talking about blocks. We would need to have it be time-based, not block-based, because on Optimism, you're having tons of blocks go by. But I think we have this set up, right? I think, let's see, 402.83. Let's see if I make money or lose money here. Send it. 403. I'm actually making money, right? So I'm making money as I'm checking in to this contract each time. So I'm really like truly incentivized to be checking in or be the first one to check in. I don't know how I would do it where I could have both of these two compete. Like as soon as I click this button, it's going to go through and work, and he'll win the money back. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here and click this for the next 10 minutes, clearing my $5 back to my burner wallet. But I think that was it. I think we were able to build the whole thing. I think one other thing you might do is get this thing deployed to production. So we put the smart contract out here, but we've been talking to it on localhost. So to do that, you would do a yarn Vercel. Now, when I do my yarn Vercel, it's going to check my types. It's going to check my linting. So let's just do that real quick. Yarn next check types, right? And this is going to give us just a type check on everything, and we'll have to probably clean a few things up. Yeah, see, we'll have a geez, just a few things here. Let's see. 10 errors and 2 files, contract data and contract interaction. I DK about this. I don't know. I think, oh, it's probably because of the greeting, right? We're not using the greeting anymore. I deleted the contract out. So yeah, the example UI. Okay, I remember now. Carlos has taken me through this a few times. Basically, to fix this, what you do is you just go trash all of the example UI. So I'm going to delete it from here. And then in components, I'm going to delete this whole folder here. Now let's see if that fixes our types. There's a little scaffoldy trick. There we go. So now our types are all good. And let's do next lint. And this is going to check to see if we're like just doing anything weird, like bringing in imports that we don't need. And we are, right? You can usually see them grayed out. Notice that. And this, I don't see anything else grayed out. That might be it. We may be ready to ship our app. Let's see what we get here. We did. Okay, so now you can do like a yarn Vercel. Or another way to do this would be to commit this code and then go into the Vercel app and say add project and then add the repo. And this is really cool because then every time you commit code, it's going to deploy your app for you and ship it. So anybody can put in a PR, and as soon as you merge that thing, your website goes live. But in this case, you can also just yarn Vercel, and it's going to let you set up a project, right? So set up and deploy this, and it like gives you the team you want to link it to. Link to a different existing project. No. So we're just going to come up with a name. This is like timing incentives, right? Something like that. And then you can just kind of yes through all of this, the rest of this stuff, I think. And it will deploy our live app. So, within 20, 30 minutes, I don't know how long we've been here. Thank you for being here. Way to hang out, Bill Guild office. Whatever time it's taken, we've been able to kind of fire up an app, tinker around with the solidity, figure out how we wanted the check-in to work, spend about 20 minutes getting a button to be disabled. And then we were able to ship it to a live network. We went to Optimism, and then we were able to ship the app, the front end, to Vercel. And here in a couple minutes, I'll have a URL, and anyone will just be able to go to that URL. And if they're a player, they will be able to click check-in, and it will make a transaction that will earn them just a little bit of money for the next 10 rounds. And then the contract will be empty, and we'll be on round 10 and we'll be done. But that's what we were able to do with a short amount of time. And we really wanted to zoom in on what the heck is this challenge, timing, and incentives here on the tech tree. And you can find the tech tree, by the way, by going to buildguild.com. And it's all the way down here at the bottom. We've got the tech tree. That'll get you to that Miro board. Okay, how's our app looking? It's deploying here, right? It's building. Cool. And what do we got? 24 seconds. I love this like nice timing. It's like pretty quick. About every 5 seconds or so, we're getting an update, right? I think that's our polling time, right? If we go, let's go, oops, whoops. Oh man, get me out of here. There we go. I want to go see if I adjust this to 10 seconds, if then our timestamps are every 10 seconds. Let's see. Well, now we need to check in again. All right. And it might, those rewards might have to be dynamic based on gas too. Like what if the network was super busy and I'm only getting paid 20 cents over here? Like if it might, there might be times when the network is busy enough that we're not incentivized, right? So you might even have to add in some gas metric of like what the, like some gas oracle of like what the current costs are to make sure you pay your users correctly. I don't know. Lots of interesting stuff. Okay, our app is up. Timing dash incentives, most likely spelled wrong. Let's see if I spelled it right. Nope. Timing and incentivize. Yep. Cool. Really cool. Is up, and you can connect your MetaMask. And if you're a player like AustinGriffith.eth is, you can wait for the time to click down. See, this is doing 5 seconds intervals, right? Yeah, it's ready. But what's this one doing? Yeah, I think that it went from 12 to 2 seconds, right? So I think it's doing 2-second intervals. Yeah. So I think you really want this on 5 if you're running optimism. Okay, cool. I think we're ready to check in and grab a little bit more money. Oh, let's have this guy check in too. Oh, I like that. Let's get a failed transaction. Yes. Oh no, it's gonna fail. Oh, okay. Let's do this quicker next time. Yeah, I like that. A little race where we'll click, this guy will be fast, right? So it'll be, I just click that, right? So I'll go over here, I'll get it so it's set up. And then I'll click this one and this one at the same time, and we should have a collision, and we should end up paying an extra 8 cents by having that collision, kind of leading to, we need probably some secondary system of figuring out who can check in, but also making sure that someone checks in. And I think that it's up to you to build. And that's kind of the neat thing about smart contracts, is the developer can really figure out how this mechanic works and how it will work best on Ethereum. All right, time is almost done. Let's see if we can check in and get this last little bit of cash. We're, I guess, not last. There's round 6. We've got a couple rounds left. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to check in and I'm going to trigger it here. Go. And right at the same time, I'm going to trigger it here. Oh, he's already too early. That is fast, man. That is fast. Whew. I don't know. It might be hard to get a collision to happen. It was pretty quick, letting me know that we had already moved on to round 7. Well, that's pretty cool. So timing incentivize on Vercel. Check it out. Thanks for coming along and building a little timing and incentives app. Hopefully this has shown you how you can build cool things with Scaffold ETH. Remember, we used that really cool command npx create-eth to get started. And I added that kind of @latest on there to get the latest code. And then we named our project whatever we wanted to. And you can do that too at home. Check it out, Foundry or Hardhat. Check out Scaffold ETH too. It's all open source and available here. Hearts. Thanks for coming along. It's been fun. It's been cool. Thanks for being here.